Cancer loves acid. Cancer also loves no oxygen. At the end of 2 years, every rat on the 20% animal protein was dying or already dead from liver cancer. But the 5% animal protein, there was no cancer. If cancer consumes high glucose, that's why getting the glucose levels right down. So if someone comes to us wanting help to conquer cancer, we suggest eliminating all fruit, all sugars. So what do they eat? Lots of vegetables, lots of legumes, some nuts and seeds. And there's so many vegetables and so many legumes and so many nuts and seeds, you can have quite a nice variety.
In the field of health and well-being, Barbara O'Neill is a renowned name that needs no introduction. Being a naturopathic and health advocate, she has dedicated her career to studying and treating cancer. In her view, cancer is not merely an illness, but a symptom of deeper imbalances within the body. Unlike conventional medical perspectives, Barbara O'Neill believes cancer arises from underlying issues rather than being a disease in itself. She advises being cautious about what you eat and, if possible, to stop eating 10 particular food items because they can be responsible for increasing your risk of cancer. So, in this video, first, we will understand why she is targeting some particular food items, and then we will move on to check what those 10 food items are. Barbara O'Neill has always had a contrasting take on cancer compared to mainstream cancer research. According to her, cancer cells thrive in environments of high glucose consumption and low oxygen levels. This creates a metabolic shift that differs from normal cellular processes. She also points out a unique characteristic of cancer cells that's often not talked about in mainstream research. Any normal human cell needs oxygen to work properly. But ironically, when it comes to cancer cells, oxygen-rich environments become detrimental to them.
Cancer loves acid. Cancer also loves no oxygen. So knowing those things, it makes a lot of sense to alkalize the tissues. And even though there's the drop of only 1 point, the drop of 1 point means 60% less oxygen available at the cellular level. The other thing cancer loves is sugar. So these are the 3 common denominators I find.
Barbara O'Neill also argues that cancer should be understood in a holistic context, influenced by factors such as nutritional deficiencies, environmental toxins, and emotional stress. These factors disrupt the body's equilibrium the most, potentially paving the way for cancer development. From her viewpoint, the presence of yeast in the body, along with conditions like high sugar intake, acidity, and low oxygen levels, all create an ideal environment for cancer growth. And this is the reason she identifies nutritional deficiencies, sugar-rich diets, and acidic conditions as significant contributors to the development of cancer. Nutritional deficiencies can indeed play a critical role in cancer development by causing DNA damage and epigenetic changes that promote abnormal cell growth. For example, a lack of vitamin D can increase cell division and reduce apoptosis, or cell death, which in turn increases the risk of colorectal, breast, and prostate cancers. In addition to those comes environmental toxins like pesticides, heavy metals, and volatile organic compounds, which are unstable substances and the reason behind cellular stress and inflammation. These toxins can directly damage DNA and disrupt normal cellular function, potentially leading to cancer. For instance, exposure to pesticides such as Roundup has been linked to increased risks of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and genetic abnormalities. If you have a problem with chronic stress, it can also lead to DNA damage, raising the risk of cancers such as breast and colon cancer. At the cellular level, cancer manifests as uncontrolled cell growth and division, leading to the formation of tumors. This abnormal growth disrupts normal tissue function and can cause a variety of symptoms such as fatigue, weight loss, pain, and changes in digestion or bowel movements. As cancer progresses, it can spread to other organs and systems in the body, resulting in more severe symptoms. For instance, metastasis to the bones can cause pain and weakness, while involvement of the liver can impact digestion and metabolism. Beyond physical symptoms, cancer can profoundly affect mental and emotional health, contributing to anxiety, depression, and stress. To prevent cancer, Barbara O'Neill prescribes a holistic approach that takes care of the interconnectedness of physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. And in simple terms, the key focus is on changing your diet to create a healthy internal environment that helps your body naturally fight cancer and other diseases. That's why, first of all, you need to cut off some particular food items that help cancer cells to grow. Barbara O'Neill identifies 10 acid-forming foods that individuals should avoid to reduce cancer risk. These dietary adjustments are part of a broader strategy to promote wellness and resilience against disease. Maintaining a healthy pH balance in the body is crucial because it affects how well our cells and organs function. The pH scale measures how acidic or alkaline a substance is, ranging from 0 to 14, where 0 means very acidic and 14 indicates very alkaline. For humans, the ideal pH level in the blood is slightly alkaline, between 7.35 and 7.45. This range supports optimal enzyme activity, cellular function, and overall health. When our body's pH levels become too acidic, typically below 7.35, it can create an environment where diseases like cancer, yeasts, and fungi thrive. Cancer cells, in particular, tend to favor acidic conditions and low oxygen environments. They also have a preference for sugar, which fuels their growth. To promote a more alkaline environment and support overall health, Dr. O'Neill recommends focusing on an alkalizing diet. For that reason, you need to stop, or at least lessen eating acidic-forming foods to help rebalance pH levels and support the body's natural defense mechanisms against diseases. Amongst those prohibited food items, there's something that we, the non-veg people, eat almost regularly. It's meat. Any type of meat, especially red meat and processed meats, are acid-forming foods. They contain minerals like phosphorus, sulfur, and chlorine that contribute to acidity in the body.
Let's have a look at acid-forming foods now. These acid-forming foods are high in the acid-forming minerals, which is phosphorus, sulfur, and chlorine. So what foods are high in phosphorus, sulfur, and chlorine? Meat. This explains why Dr. Colin Campbell found he could turn cancer cells on and off like a switch by the amount of meat and dairy products he was giving the rats.
These foods can increase dietary acid load, potentially disrupting pH balance over time. Therefore, minimizing consumption of acid-forming foods and emphasizing alkaline-promoting choices is beneficial for maintaining optimal health and reducing the risk of certain diseases. The next food item might surprise you, as it's a whole grain. I'm talking about wheat. It's basically the wheat farming process that increases the amount of acid-forming minerals in it. The original wheat, known as einkorn, had a fragile protein or gluten structure, making it easier to digest. Thousands of years ago, einkorn mixed with field grass, creating the emmer strain. Emmer still had a relatively weak protein structure, which many people could tolerate. However, in the 1950s, it underwent intensive crossbreeding, leading to the modern wheat we use today. Now, this new kind of wheat has a complex protein structure that only very strong digestive systems can handle. This complexity is a key factor in the rise of gluten intolerance, which affects many people today. By the 1990s, nearly all pasta, pizza, biscuits, cakes, cookies, donuts, cereals, and bread were made from this hybrid wheat. Farmers preferred it because it produced 6 times more grain per acre, making it more profitable. Unfortunately, no safety studies were conducted on this new wheat. Common symptoms of gluten intolerance include brain fog and bloating, which many people experience without realizing the cause. The next food item might hurt you the most. I'm sure many of you are watching this video holding a coffee cup in your hand. Put that down, because you need to avoid caffeine. All caffeinated foods and drinks are acidic. A diet high in acidic foods, such as animal protein, caffeine, and processed foods, puts pressure on the body to maintain pH balance. The body's systems have to work harder to neutralize the acidity, which can deplete alkaline minerals like sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. This depletion can make a person more susceptible to chronic and degenerative diseases, as these minerals are crucial for various bodily functions. It's important to consume caffeine in moderation, as it often comes with sugar, which increases acidity. For example, Coca-Cola has a pH of 2.6, making it highly acidic due to its combination of caffeine and sugar. Regular consumption of such acidic drinks can contribute to long-term health problems, including digestive issues and mineral deficiencies. After that comes something that fitness freaks already avoid. It's refined sugar. Refined sugar is also very acid-forming. While sugar itself is pH neutral at pH 7, it affects the body's pH balance during metabolism, making it acid-forming. When sugar is consumed, it is metabolized mainly by the liver, producing byproducts like lactic acid and acetic acid. These byproducts increase the body's acid load, which the body has to neutralize. This process can strain the body's systems, leading to an imbalance that promotes acidity. Over time, a high intake of refined sugar can contribute to various health issues, including an increased risk of chronic diseases. Moreover, the frequent consumption of sugar can lead to a cycle of cravings and energy spikes followed by crashes, affecting overall well-being. Eating too much sugar depletes important minerals like calcium, magnesium, and potassium, which help neutralize acids. Surprisingly, aged cheese is also acid-forming due to its mold content. Fresh cheeses like cottage cheese and ricotta, with a pH of around 7, are less acidic, but may still contain unwanted chemicals from improperly fed cows. Dairy products are generally acid-forming foods because they are high in protein and phosphorus. These compounds produce acids that the body must neutralize or excrete, putting a strain on the kidneys. For example, if we talk about milk, it has a pH of 6.7, 6.9 with a mildly acidic nature. The alkaline diet suggests that eating certain foods can change your body's pH and improve health. Many people believe that milk causes acidity in the body and might increase the risk of cancer. This idea comes from concerns about the body's pH balance, which measures how acidic or alkaline something is. Some foods are thought to make the body more acidic, while others are believed to make it more alkaline. Next on the suggestion, there's yogurt. As a dairy product, yogurt is mildly acidic as well, meaning it can lower the body's pH slightly. Some health theories suggest that too much acidity in the body might increase the risk of cancer, but the evidence for this isn't very strong or conclusive. Despite its mild acidity, yogurt is highly nutritious. It contains a lot of calcium, which is essential for strong bones and teeth. It's also rich in protein, which helps build and repair tissues. Additionally, yogurt is packed with probiotics, which are beneficial bacteria that support a healthy gut. A healthy gut can improve digestion and boost the immune system. Yogurt also provides important vitamins like B12, which is necessary for red blood cell formation, and riboflavin, which helps convert food into energy. Probiotics in yogurt are particularly noteworthy. These friendly bacteria can help maintain a balanced gut microbiome, reduce inflammation, and support a healthy immune system. By promoting gut health, probiotics can have positive effects on overall well-being. But when it comes to cancer risk, studies on dairy products, including yogurt, have shown mixed results. Some research suggests that consuming dairy might help protect against certain types of cancer, possibly because of the calcium and other beneficial nutrients found in these products. For example, calcium might help reduce the risk of colorectal cancer. However, as Barbara O'Neill says, due to its prominent acidic nature, yogurt can still increase the cancer risk. Now, next on the list is alcohol. Of course, alcohol isn't considered food, but it makes your body more acidic. Similarly, tobacco also creates an acidic environment. When you drink alcohol, your body breaks it down into a substance called acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde is a neurotoxin, meaning it is harmful to the brain. This toxic substance can affect brain function and overall health. Tobacco, like alcohol, also contributes to acidity in the body and can have negative effects on your health. Next, there are processed and charred foods. Processed foods, often high in sugars, unhealthy fats, and artificial additives, undergo extensive refining that strips away essential nutrients and fiber found in whole foods. Actually, when meats and other foods are cooked at high temperatures, such as grilling or charring over open flames, carcinogenic compounds like heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, can form. Consumption of highly processed foods and frequent consumption of grilled, smoked, or charred foods have been linked to increased cancer risk. In fact, processed foods contribute to inflammation and insulin resistance, which are factors associated with cancer development. Meanwhile, the formation of HCAs and PAHs during high-temperature cooking can potentially increase the risk of colorectal, pancreatic, and prostate cancers. To mitigate risks, Barbara O'Neill advises limiting the consumption of processed foods like fast foods, sugary snacks, and packaged meals, or if possible, stop eating them totally. When cooking meats, marinating them beforehand, avoiding charring or burning, and opting for alternative cooking methods such as baking, steaming, or boiling can help reduce exposure to carcinogenic compounds. And finally, there are trans fats, because this one is dangerous. Trans fats are artificially produced fats that are commonly found in partially hydrogenated oils, which are used in processed foods to extend their shelf life and enhance their flavor and texture. When consumed, trans fats have been associated with an increased risk of various cancers, including breast, colorectal, and prostate cancers. They contribute to chronic inflammation and oxidative stress in the body, which are conditions known to promote the growth and spread of cancer cells. Examples of foods that often contain trans fats include margarine, fried fast foods like French fries and fried chicken, commercially baked goods such as pastries, cakes, and cookies, and some snack foods like microwave popcorn and certain types of chips. These fats are also found in some packaged snack cakes and frozen pizzas. So, as Dr. O'Neill says, avoiding trans fats is important for maintaining good health, as they not only raise the risk of cancer, but also contribute to heart disease by increasing levels of harmful LDL cholesterol while lowering levels of beneficial HDL cholesterol. But remember, this list does not recommend eliminating all acid-forming foods from your diet. It's actually beneficial to maintain a balanced pH of around 6.5 by consuming a mix of 20% acid-forming foods and 70 to 80% alkaline-forming foods. For the 20% that are acid-forming, you can include nutritious options like greens, legumes such as lima beans, lentils, and soy, and specific nuts like almonds and Brazil nuts. These foods, while contributing to acidity, also offer essential nutrients that are important for overall health. Balancing them with alkaline-forming foods helps create a harmonious internal environment. Now it's time to take charge of your health. Are these foods part of your diet? If not, what changes will you make today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more health tips.